Well, I'm hoping you can hear me. It is Friday, the 1st of July. I've got that right. And it's looking like the lighting situation's gone a bit weird. So, not sure what's happening with that. Anyway, I'm Ros Boundy Psychic Medium, and I'm here by myself tonight. I don't have Leanne with me. She's alternatively entertained. I think she's doing something at a boho market, setting up for that, or something or other that's at Wavell Showgrounds tomorrow. So I know she said something about it Wednesday night. You might have to go to the end of the show for Wednesday night and double check what the details were because I can't quite remember. I just know that Leanne's not able to join tonight. So what I'm going to do is put my guest link in the comments for anyone who would actually like to pop in. But what you do need to have ready is your earphones, which I haven't got. I haven't got mine in yet either. Usually I don't have too much trouble with it, but look, try and see. Like if you're wanting to pop up, it can only, well, I can have two or three or four. I'm not sure how many. I can actually have, I think it's six on screen at once. Not that I'm going to do that. I'll only have one at a time. Thank you. Even though I do know it is possible to have the multiples. I think that might be a bit hard to track, but one night, it'd be really good fun to try that out. What do you think? I'm not 100% sure. I might even just put up one of these layouts. Oh, I'm in the wrong format. I can probably do that one just to take the edge off. I just noticed how flat my hair is. I went swimming today and the chlorine stuff. I'm just going to see what that one looks like. What do you think? Nah, nah. And I am playing. I'm pressing buttons. For those of you that know me, yes, you know I like pressing buttons, but I think I'm just going to leave it as blank. Yeah, they're just too distracting, and I do want to show cards anyway as we get through. Whoops. Through some of the time that we've got to share to eat this evening. And that's for those who are in the same time zone as I am, which Australia is in evening time now because it is Friday night. And for those who are watching on the other side of the world, it might still be it could be your Thursday evening or it could be starting on your Friday morning. It depends where you are, doesn't it? So good evening to you, Keza. Lovely to have you popping in first up. I did see that. And Lee, good evening to you as well. And we've got Donna here. I'll just say some of the romper room type hellos. And those who are Australian and as old as me will probably remember romper room. I think there was an American and a British version. I'm not 100% sure though. So, good evening, Deborah. Now, I might be doing it slightly differently tonight. I might not be doing card readings for everyone. I don't know. I do not know. And you'd like a card reading as well. Oh, I did put that up, didn't I? I just said hello. It was Steve's, yours. I was going to say hi. And Nicole, hi, how are you? And we've got Kay. Good. Thank you for that, Kay. You can hear all good. Yeah. I have had some issues with the mute button with the Be Live before. So where, the toggle is usually on off. Yeah, anyway, something mucked up. But that's good. It's lovely to have you here. And hi, Diane. Lovely to have you here too. And hey, Lee, it's quite fine because you're probably on Leanne's page. I mean, I am an admin on her page and it probably shows up as me, but it's not like as Leanne rather than me. And that's quite fine. I'm just going to pop that off. I am over on my YouTube studio as well. It is going out to my YouTube, the Facebook page, my profile, mytimetv.live, and Leanne's page. So that's how there's multiple places that you could be coming in from. So yeah, can hear. Okie dokies. Now, for those, it'd be lovely to have someone that's game enough to pop in with me and show up in my stream at the bottom, in my staging area. It would be wonderful. And Kat, good evening to you as well, Kat. Yeah, look, I will go back and do the from the top in a moment. So, and Emily, yeah, health reading. Wow, wow, mess on the ovary. Okay, heart healing out to you. So, if I can get round to it, I'm yeah, intention of healing for you. So that is said. So it is in the ethers already now. So believe as if it is already healed. Okay. And Nicole, Ross, sorry. Look, yes, Leanne's not coming on tonight. I know that she is busy, so it's just going to be me and anyone else who's game enough to pop in using that guest link that's in the stream chat. Not sure if that actually goes into a group. Am I in a private group? No, I'm not. So anyone should be able to use that link to pop in, and you'll show up in my staging area down below. So, and Di, how are you? Um, how am I tonight? Do you know, I put a picture in my Facebook page. Gosh, this is just going bunter. I don't know how to stop the notifications, because I think that's all it is. I think I've probably just got to, uh, I think it's a message from someone. I'm going to hit the aeroplane mode. Okay, just done. Yes, done. Hopefully that works. I posted a picture of what I'd cooked for my tea. I had to do a little bit extra of cooking. So I sort of cooked extra with the baked beans and then added meatballs. Like I added meatballs to actually cook with it. And oh my, it was absolutely delicious. Absolutely. So I'm feeling really good, Di, because I have had my tea before we started. So there we go. Michaela, you'd like a card for this weekend? Look, let's see how far we can go with this. Wendy, good evening. Lovely to have you here as well. I'll start from the top and do what I normally do. So unless someone's going to come up into my live stream, I'd love you for someone to come up into the live stream and try it out. I think you'll be surprised at how much fun that actually is. So there we go. I'll chat with you, Ross. I have a funny spirit story. Yeah, can you come in? Use that link and have all you need is the earphone thingies or a headset, just so that there's not the reverb echo stuff with the sound, actually. So that's what we do. Keza, you mentioned, excuse me, and I've got a little bit of the skin stuck in my throat. It looks nice. There's plenty of it left. I didn't eat all of that dish. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, for me, who's not really a cook, I was quite delighted with how it tasted. So it was good. And yes, exactly. Good to have a full belly on a winter night. And it's warming food. It really is good stuff. So now I'm going to whiz across to there. As you can tell, with my lovely flat hair, I didn't check me looks, what I looked like before I started. As you know, you get me as me. I don't tizzy up for anyone. I should really, but I don't. So it's the transparent tarot we're using tonight. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just pick cards from here, and I'm going to do 3. 1, whoops, 2, 3. It's going to be very interesting. It'll be a little bit different. It might take a bit longer. Except I haven't got them in the right place. Hold on. I think what I did was zoomed in too far. There. Well, here's me pressing buttons again. Understand this. Right, there we go. So here we've got the Transparent Tarot guidebook. That's the guidebook, which I don't usually use. There's the rest of the cards there. And I've just picked 3 out. Who was the first one? It was Keza. Right, so Keza's got this one. And what we've got is it's not the moon. I do actually have to use the book because it's tarot. I'm not as used to tarot as I used to be. So I'm just going to have to look at the key words. I haven't done up a quick reference list yet for this. and I'll probably do this at some point, when I've got time. When I've got time. When have I got time? So what you can see there is the 2, right, as in the major arcana. So what that is actually the high priestess. So it's around the intuition and the mysteries and the inner knowing and the knowledge and stuff like that. That's going to be for you, Keza. And it brings in what is then we've got the King of Swords. Have you got a camera on, Steve? Because I can't see a camera. Ah, yes. Good, thank you. We have got Steve who is going to wait in the waiting room or the staging area until I actually bring him on. I'll do Kez's reading first and then we'll have a chat with Steve. That's okay, Steve? Just hold it up. Yep, cool. I don't know if people can hear you while you're in the background, but we'll find out. If you are heard. Because I haven't had a guest on for a long time. So, what we go to after the 2, which is the high priestess, we've got the king of, I think that's wands. So, I'll just flip over that one. As you can tell, I'm really full knowing in tarot. I used to do them a lot, but it's just not something that I do anymore now because it's actually in the reverse position, Keza. What the meaning is that it's risk taking and unpredictability. So there could be some risk coming forward in like soon. And then we've also got the 6 of Swords that's actually in the reverse position as well. So that's around past catching up with you and an inability to escape it. So there are some things that are going to cause you some trouble. But what we do when we actually layer these, and this is where I'm going to put the Zoom on, which is why I was in Zoom in the first place. If you can see that, you should be able to see fairly clearly how that layers. And it really is showing to me that that's quite a confused aspect. Like there's what you're needing to do is sort through with what your intuition is. You've got all this other stuff that's actually crowding and sitting over so much that you're not tapping into your intuitive senses, and you really need to be bringing that forward. So, what I would suggest in this reading is to really clear out, like allow those things that are the troubles that's disturbing to just wash through, to feel like they're floating away. Because what I'm seeing with this moon, this crescent moon, is almost like a wave, and it's going to be washing over all that is the trouble there, whatever it is that's troubling you. Allow that energy to wash through, and it's really your intuitive senses going to pull that through so that it's going to actually clear and cleanse and really shift that is issues for you. So I'm going to put that back there and put that there, and I'll shift my scene to this one. And hopefully, in bringing Steve up, I can work the. We're welcoming Steve, who's going to introduce himself in a moment, and side by side. So there we are. Now, I haven't got any labels on this. Why have I not got labels showing? Now, I can't hear you there, Steve. So I'm just trying to think. Have you got a mute button on or not? Hold on. Let me see. I've got to sort this out because it's the first time in yonks that I've had a guest. I'll just go right down at the bottom of the stream. Can someone type in if they can hear Steve or not? Because I can't. So if you want to just do a little intro, and the guys, they might be able to hear you, Steve, because I know I can't. We'll wait to see if someone's able to bring in write a comment. Can't hear him. No, Kerry. Kerry is saying can't hear Steve. So there, we've just got that. Thank you, people. Now I'm wondering, can you all still hear me? Which is one of the more important things, isn't it? Steve can. Now, on your little cog, Steve, see, this is where doing ad hoc can be really funny. So, on your little cog there may be a setting for a microphone that is separate for sound or something like that.
Is that better?
Yes, that's it.
Yes, there we go.
Now, people, can you hear Steve now? Open the audio. Yes. Oh, that's
Yes,
great.
there we
Oh, it
go.
looks yes.
We
And
just
I'm just
we
going
just
to
had we just had to push a few more buttons, Ros.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to share Kez's feedback. Can you see this when you're in as a
Yep.
guest at
Yep.
your
I
end?
can
Oh,
see it.
cool.
Yep.
So thank
Absolutely.
you, Ros. That's funny. The first two cards was your reading to the $5 reading. Something is telling me so. Yes, because I did a reading recently for Keza as a one of those specials that she took advantage of as I was doing a live stream. So I love doing the readings. One of the things is, Steve, I don't remember anything from previous readings that I give to anyone.
Yep.
Because what's received is in that moment, and it just goes fly away.
Yeah, I think James Van Prague actually said a couple of years ago that for a lot of people that actually do this work as well, after the reading they actually go through the valley of forgetfulness, and
Yes.
it's like it's gone. It's like, so,
Yes, it is.
it's a message for somebody else, not a message for you. So why would you hold it in your consciousness? So yeah, it's quite
Yeah,
interesting. But anyway, I've got a
absolutely.
funny story for you. I
And
think
would
you'll
you like to
appreciate it.
just introduce yourself, who you are and where you're from
Yeah,
first?
sure.
Because I don't even really know.
Okay.
I'm
Oh, sure.
interested in the adventure of doing this.
I live in a city called Geelong, which is just outside of Melbourne. We're about 45 minutes, depends on, if you stick to the speed limit or not. Um, and yeah, I've watched Leanne's videos for a long time, watched your videos for a long time as well. Often commented and stuff. And when you said, oh, do you want to pop in and have a chat? And I thought, yeah, it's Friday night. I've had a wine. Why not? Be a bit
Oh, I
chatty.
forgot my wine. I
There you
had the baked
go.
beans.
Love it. I love it. But no, I thought I'd share this funny story with you because I think 2022, it's been similar to 2020 and 2021. It's been a big year of change for a lot of people, an unexpected change as well. And totally unexpected for me. But my mum passed away on May the 15th. And, it's you watch it and you see it happening, but you're never really prepared for it when it happens. But the one thing I wanted to share with you is, as I said, she passed away on the 15th of May, so it takes a while after a cremation. And anyway, the people at the Cemeteries Trust, lovely people, they rang me and they said, look, would you like to book an appointment and come and pick up the ashes? And I said, yeah, sure, it's part of the process, I've got to do it. So anyway, the Sunday night before, she'd already picked out her urn. She wanted to buy a degradable urn with a lovely beach scene on it. So ordered it online, paid my $75, and then I get to the Tuesday and I get an email from them and they say to me, oh, look, we're really sorry, but we're not making that anymore. I'm like, oh. So I'm probably going to have one of those cruddy black plastic things with the twist thing on the end, aren't I? And they said, well, you can have a look. And anyway, long story short, I went to the appointment on the Friday afternoon and I walked into the consult room. And anyway, smack bang in the middle of the display cabinet, there's the urn that she wants. And so I waited a little while and I said to the consultant, I really like that beach scene urn up there. And she said, oh, that's discontinued, but we've got one left. So it was 75, but it's $45. And I'm like, sold. And immediately I thought to myself, well, there you go. Even in the afterlife, there's my mum. She's getting a bargain. So
yeah.
there she is. She's all
That's
good.
wonderful.
Yep, she's all good.
Isn't it gorgeous?
So, and
Yeah.
I think also a friend of mine who is also a medium, she actually said to me, because we're physical beings, and particularly if we were with the person, particularly when they passed or shortly thereafter, in our physicality, we hang on to that last moment that we physically saw them, but
Yes.
they're not there. they are not there. That was just their release from whatever their ailment was.
Yep.
So for
Yep.
anybody out there that might be struggling with the loss of a loved one at the moment, just reach for a happy memory. That's where they
Mm.
live now. They live in
Oh,
every happy
absolutely.
memory that they ever created while they were
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those stormy seas that we all have to go through because let's face it, if we live, we die. But yeah,
Yep.
try
That's a
and
guarantee.
try and
Yes.
focus on the positives and,
Mm.
just release the need for them to give you a sign and then, you'll be pleasantly surprised like I was. I thought to myself, God, even in the afterlife, she's getting her bargains.
Yes. And she got her wishes.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
there's
she did.
wishes after that.
Yeah.
It takes a while for this to scroll up.
Yeah. Absolutely, she did. So, I
And
just
that
thought to
one too.
myself, I mean, what are the
Yeah.
odds? What are the odds? You walk in and there's
Oh,
and then they say, there's one of those urns left and they're discontinued, but you can have it for $45. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sold.
oh, that's a hoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's very interesting. I mean, I had a slightly different experience with my mum because
Mm.
she had broken her whole shoulder and everything. So
Yeah.
she didn't go, well, it was just the last few days. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We born, we die.
Exactly.
But hers was May as well.
Mm.
So I thought,
Mm.
oh,
Yeah.
connections. And
Yeah.
we are. It does show how much we are all connected, but
Absolutely.
it's just that feeling of things do work out perfectly,
Mm.
even in that disappointment of, oh shit, like they're
Yeah.
not making him anymore, and there it was perfectly
Yeah, well,
right
like
timing.
she
Yeah,
she'd chosen it
gorgeous.
herself, so she had her heart set on that particular
Mm.
style. And I even remember a week before she passed, she said to me, "Now look, after you tip me out," and I said, "Yeah," and she said, "It's cardboard," and I said, "I know, Mum, we've gone through this," and she goes, you can pop me in the yellow recycle bin if you don't want to keep it." I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to want to keep it, but anyway, it's
Yeah,
all good. It's all
yeah.
good.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Yes, always
Yeah.
thinking of what's the forward benefits.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
cute. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lovely story to share. Thank you.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Bit of Friday night fun for everyone.
Thank you. It is. Oh, yes, I've got lots of yes, they can hear me. I
Good.
suppose I better go back and do some of the reading. Do
Absolutely.
you want to stay on, or would you
Oh,
rather
look, I'll
dip
log
out?
out now. I'll go back and watch your video. I always find them very informative. And yeah,
Oh, thank
keep
you.
keep pressing those buttons. I'm a button presser as well.
Oh, I've been spending a fair bit of time today because I use Ecamm. That's what's the
Yeah.
background of what I'm doing here and
Yeah.
why I can actually go like this and change
Mm.
just mine
Yeah.
to that because you can you can't quite see it because I'm too big. Hang on. Does it work?
Oh
No,
yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
quite. That's just zooming in what I was doing there. Yeah,
Mm.
it's just my little screen is the shared with Ecamm stuff. Like it's just all the different things that can be done with technology today is amazing.
Oh look, as I
Um,
always say, get yourself a 5-year-old.
that's
They'll teach you everything you need to know.
oh yeah, and sometimes even the 80-year-olds can.
Oh, well, seriously, I had a problem with one of these earbuds, and the kid up the
Mm,
road, he's 7. He said, "Oh, I can fix that for you for $10." And I'm like, "Go for it." So anyway, he took
oh
them
wow.
inside, comes back outside. He says, "Give them a burl now." Crystal clear like brand new. Anyway, I didn't even think to ask him how he did it. And I saw his
Yeah.
dad at the supermarket a few days later, and I said, "You know what? You've got a little Bill Gates on your hands there. He's
Mm.
fixing headphones at his age." And the first thing he said to me was, "Do you know how he did it?" And I said, "No." He said, "How much did he charge?" And I said, $10. Why? And he said, "Nah, you're all wrong, mate." I said, "Why is that?" He said, "He's got a ball of blue tack." I said, "Excuse me?" And he said he puts the blue tack in the part where the sound comes out and gets all the ear gunk out, and they're
Wow.
almost brand new. And he said, yeah. And then he says to me, "I'm pretty glad he charged you only $10." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, we were having dinner the other night." And he said, "With all the economic pressures due to COVID, I'm going to have to up my ante to 15." He said, "So you got a bargain." Hey,
Oh, what an enterprising kid. Hey, that's
absolutely.
good forward
Yeah,
thinking. Yeah,
absolutely. So
wonderful.
everybody that's watching, if you've got a problem with your earbuds, Samsung, iPhone, whatever phone you've got, Just get yourself a little ball of blue tack, you'll be fine.
That's what I've been using to get the ear to get
blue
the
tack.
earwax out of mine.
Blue tack is like a Dyson. It
Oh
just
my
sucks
gosh.
it all out.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Cool. Yes.
All right, Ros. I'll let you go. Have a good night.
Oh, thank you for popping in. It's been
Pleasure.
wonderful to chat too.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. And Natalie, yes. Oh, I've got to now somehow. How do I do that back? Oh, there we go. I removed that back. Wow, it worked. Natalie, yes, I am doing cards tonight. Very slowly, I can tell you. It's lovely to have someone pop in as a wonderful guest. Thank you, Steve. That was really good. Thank you. And a lovely story. Now, that was Kez's. So I will get to Lee is next. Now, I'll do the shared screen again. Oh, now, I don't know. I don't know that I can actually shuffle these very well. That's why I had them laid out. You see, these are very, very slippery like that. So I'm just going to, you can see already that they nearly fell out of my hand. So what I'm going to do is just go like this and pick 3 rather than take 3 off the top. Okay, so for you, Lee, whoops, and it's trying to line them up so that you can see all of them in the way that I've got this set up. Can you see that, Lee? See what we've got down the bottom. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it, Emily. I just saw that. I'm hoping that everybody can actually see that now. So what we've got, and I've got to get this book, don't I? Because I'm not. One day soon, I will be a little more au fait with what these cards mean. I'm just going to go up there with them so that we can put it up a bit more. That's a bit better. Yeah. Hopefully so. It does take a bit to use the keys because there's a lot of comments there. Yes, you can see. Good. Thanks, Wendy. Now, at the back, what we've got here is a wand, and it's the Ace of Wands. So that's in reverse. This one's reverse. These are all in reverse. And it doesn't mean that they're all going to be negative. It just means that there's a particular meaning with these. With tarot, tarot tends to use reversals. I don't with Lenormand at all, but I suppose I could, but I just don't. I lay them up frontwards. I could do exactly the same there if I wanted to, and now I've got the hiccups. So the Ace of Wands is procrastination and lethargy. So it's just taking your time over. And the 8 Arcana, major arcana, is justice. So it's actually saying there's some red tape and, that type of legally type thing that's probably at an imbalance. So it's actually not getting resolved yet. And we've got the 4 of Wands that's also at that reversal. So there's weak foundations breaking up of something, and I would say it's probably some sort of plan agreement, something like that, that's just not working out. So, and part of it with procrastination and not doing something about it, you really need to be. What that almost looks like to me in this position is almost a fire. It's like there's been something that's set on fire, as if there's a trigger that's been set. It's almost like a seesaw in this respect. That balance is going almost the opposite way. And there really is that, and it looks like a sword coming through that's really getting at the heart of it and setting it on fire. And I think you really need to actually get moving with sorting it out. Don't let it hang around anymore, whatever the issue is that is creating some sense of, I just don't want to deal with it. So what I'm sensing here is that you really do need to deal with it. I don't know that, take the steps You're saying waiting for a house, how long? I haven't got my tools out for that. Let me just quickly do my pendulum, because I tend to use a pendulum for some of these things. So with this one, so it's a if it's needing to be keep going, keep working at it to get a house, and that this could be a maybe as far as this question. Let me just see, is it relative to the house? Yes. So you still need to keep moving on it, and it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going by weeks. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, starting to move in a different direction. 12. There'll be something starting to happen, but it's almost looking like it's a backwards. No, I want the answer for, is that, yeah, okay. So that's what my prediction would be, is around the 12 weeks. Start the ball in motion, like there will be something happening that's going to be putting it in motion, so that, you're waiting for a house, you're probably going to be able to sign up for it, but you've got to put the fire in it now to keep moving through, keep actively looking, whatever, pushing, whatever you need to, if it's for public housing or whatever you need to be doing along that line. Okay, Lee? So hopefully that's helpful for you. And I think I did say hello to most of you in the start. So there we've got Donna. I'm just going to take, whoops, I want to shove them off the table. Let me just take 3 more. This will be for the next person. So it's in whatever order. Who's next? Who is next? And that's Deborah, I think. Yes, there's Deborah. Just a general guidance. So what you've got there first up is swords. So you've got 2 swords, and that's actually up the right way. So there's a choices, because it's 2 swords. So it's some sort of a truce out of choice. There could be some discussion around it. Because it almost looks like lotus yoga position, what I'd suggest is it's quiet choices, so that you're actually contemplating first up. Then we've got the Ace of Swords, and that is gaining clarity and logic. It's going to come through with some new ideas, almost bringing forward some of the truths that you're seeking as well. And we've got the 10 of Cups. Okay, so the 10 of Cups is, I've got to turn the page, you see. 10 of Cups is enduring happiness. And what do I feel about it? It does. I think it is bringing in that beautiful stability of emotion, so that it's almost like things are completed, being the 10 card as well in Cups. So, the desire, what you're wanting to feel in happiness, you're going to be able to achieve. Now, as you're seeing that there in the combined form, it's almost lifting up in celebration towards the sword. And I think that also is cutting through to whatever it is that you've been aiming for, that you've really wanted to sort of the words that I'm getting is pierce the soul, almost like, it's not so much to have leaking and all sorts of things is what's coming to mind for some reason, but I'm feeling it's not for that. It's to actually bring repair, peace, tranquility in the choice that you're going to make. It's really going to bring it forward in what you're needing for the next stage. Whatever you're going to move toward, it's really finding that direction, and it's bringing in that happiness. Like, the happiness is going out to it as well as a celebration. Yay, it's almost like, you're lifting the sword up as well in a victory, in a victorious type manner. So that's what I'm getting for you there, Deborah. Okay. And thank you so much again, Steve, for popping in. I really enjoyed that. So, Nicole, you'd be next, and I'll try and get some different cards. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Whoops, there's 4 there. Let's get that one. So that one is already. That's the Hierophant, I think, the 5. Let's have a look. Well, that's bumping that every time. Oh, it is too. I'll have to be careful how I'm dealing with that. We don't have to be in a hurry. So here we go for you, Nicole. What we've got, I haven't quite got them lined up, have I? Unless I just push that away, might be easier. But then I've gone too far that way this time, haven't I? I almost need to roll up a piece of paper and line them up that way. But what we've got is 11 in the Major Arcana. That is strength. And what it's actually showing, because it's in that reverse mode, the keywords that are showing here is cowardice, domineering, brute force, vanity, vacillating. And Leo, of course, it's actually the lion there, a form of a lion. So it's a big cat. So if we think of that as, what is it we've got? 11. Strength. Strength. It is strength. But it's just being a little compromised at the moment. You're feeling a little bit on the weaker side right now. That's what I'm feeling. I don't actually think it, for me, the interpretation I'm getting is not to do with cowardice, just feeling a little bit flat, weak, and not able to put in what is the full strength that you know that you've got. We've got 7 of Wands here in that central position. So that one is, yeah, and that itself, the keywords are weak position, defeat, lack of conviction, mutiny. It almost does feel it's just not worth it. That's the feeling I'm getting. So what you're moving through still persist. What we've got here is the 5 in the Major Arcana. It's funny if they're all reversed. Maybe I do need to shuffle and mix them again. So that is the Hierophant, depends how you pronounce that word, but it is to do with defunct systems, misplaced authority, and fascism. So along that line, marrying these together would almost be to me that there's a system that's moving through that is going to pass through as defunct, and what you're needing to do is release that. What you're used to using as your system of some form isn't working anymore. It's really draining, and you probably need to shift on from it. So here we go. It's all upside down, and it really is looking like it's just falling through to the other side. You know, not worth even pursuing. Now, if I can tip that up the other way, and it looks really, really strong, climb through that, shift the perspective so that what you're actually looking for is all the positives in what's next. So that, and it can be just that matter of changing your perspective rather than feeling that everything's just too hard and don't bother because it's all fallen flat anyway. Shift the perspective, change your position, and it's going to be worthwhile. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from that. I might just put that over there, would be easier. And the next one we can go on to is Kay, did you want, oh, look, you're there, so I will just do that. I'm going to just shuffle some of these around. I'm just going to do a few of them because they're just too hard to do. They are actually a bit hard to do all in one hit. As you can see, there's actually quite a, when you go through 78 cards to try and shuffle them, when they're a bit thicker than your average card, I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3, that one. Let's go that way. Well, and I've got 2 there. Well, that's meant to be part of it too then. So you've got, no, not that. I can't do. Now I'm going to put that one away too. Just going to leave it at that. So what we've got, we've already had that one as one of them, haven't we? So for you, Kay. So what we've got is the Justice in the Major Arcana in the ups, and that one is actually in the correct position. It's actually shifted to the upright position now because I've shuffled them. So it is actually bringing balance, and there's potentially something formal, legal, that type of thing that's going to be moving through your next week or two, maybe. Agreements, something like that. Anyway, it's to do with fairness and balance, that type of justice thing, of course. Then what we've got is the Knight of Swords there. and also the Six of Swords. So I'll move over to the Knight first, and the Knight of Swords is intelligent, witty, inspirational, and ideas. So there's something coming in for you that's going to bring in lots of inspiring ideas. But do be careful, because this is escaping trouble. So that's, shifting away from. I think probably better off like to leave the troubles out of it, or they're going to be resolved, something like that. So it could even be that you're going on holiday, because this is a boat and boats go over water. And I know with the Lenormand, I like seeing them because it does mean journeying and travelling. So let's see what it comes up with when we combine them. So there we've got that. Now, what looks dominant? What am I feeling about that? It almost does feel like a longer trip away that's going to have, the supplies. It's almost seeming and like it's, the Asian with the two water thingies, the baskets that are balanced on their shoulders and carrying their load. I'm feeling that it's the travel that's going to be long enough that it'll be taking what you're needing for a longer time. So it's almost like, and it's almost like that is wrapped, this one sword that the knight is kneeling with it carrying on its back, that it's that being able to confidently shift and move that energy in that balanced way. You're going to be able to take whatever you need with you, because there is that protection that's there from the night. And, just really enjoy the journey is what I'm feeling with that. So whether it's something as a big project that you're starting to move into, or you are actually going on a holiday. I'll just whiz down to the bottom. I've got a lot of comments there now, haven't I? Oh, thanks, Nicole. Yes. And I'll just pop that there. So, Marie, it's actually the Transparent Tarot. I'll show you the cover again of the book that comes with it. I accidentally bought 2 decks, so there's one that I'm needing to do something with, and I haven't decided yet whether I'll put it as a competition or something at some point. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, for that. And next person, let's have a look. You're probably going to get a fair bit of my back, because I'm scrolling up and down. Starting from the top makes it a bit interesting, doesn't it? Diane, did I do one for you yet? Oops. I do Diane, so I'm just going to take 3 random cards from here, facing some upside down, some not, and it does mean it's interesting how I'm sorting them out. Here we go. Oh, now, well, that looks interesting, doesn't it? That's 21, so that's the world. 21 in the major arcana. Sorry, I've got to take a slurp of my coffee. Sorry. What do you feel as you're looking at that, Diane? So major arcana, 21, world. I know that one. It is just frustration and isolation, because that one there is actually, like in the reverse, it's not resolving. So something is frustrating because of a lack of resolution. That's what I'm sensing with this one. And what we've got there is the Queen of Swords. And what she's doing, oh, you can see all the shadows there. Movement. Queen of Swords upside down. Oh, cruel, emotionless, and ruthless. Oh, is there something you're needing to be ruthless about because there's an issue at hand? The Two of Swords is to do with truth, choice, gateway, logical debate, stillness, crossroads. So there's a form of a crossroad. There's something that needs to be, get past that frustration, being ruthless, and actually, it's past that contemplation. Yes, you need to do some of that still thinking, but I'm feeling that there is the need to actually get it moving by being a bit ruthless, whether it's with yourself to get you past that sense of frustration, or is it someone else and you need to actually resolve something specific with them. Wow. What I'm actually seeing in this is that it's almost like a funnel from spirit world moving through you. You've got the energy behind it is shifting. Allow that to funnel in and through you so that it's actually washing out that which is no longer needed, is what I'm sensing with this. It's almost like, the position of where that's from and sitting as that body there, it's almost like a menstrual bleed, and allowing that is no longer useful, because that's what that blood is. It's served its purpose and is eliminated. And this is almost feeling that same sort of energy of what is potential for a life then moves through and out as it needs to, and really resolving that is then preparing for that next cycle, because the world is on its own cycle. We rotate around the sun, the earth itself spins, our energies, we go to sleep at night and wake up rejuvenated and refreshed, and then another day. It's almost all of that is the cycling through. Allow that flow of energy, not to wonder too much about the frustrations, and, like one of the others, to shift perspective a bit. Okay? So hopefully that's helpful for you, Diane. And did I do one for Lee? I think I did. This is where, so I do miss having Leanne on. It's lovely having her, isn't it? And then we've got Cat, not Kate, Cat. So I'll just shift some of these around, and we'll just see from the new part 1, 2, and we'll go a 3, and I'll go that way. So, have I got them up high enough though? No, not quite. Hang on. Let me use that as the marker for the first that I need in line, up like that. Then I can line it up better, can't I? So for you, Cat, what we've got is the 9 of Swords, the 20 in the Major Arcana, and then it is the 3 of Swords reversed. So the 9 of Swords is fears, nightmares, that type of thing, paranoia, mental illness, anxieties, and dread. So there's, what are you worried about, darling? That's what, yeah. And I feel, being the 9, it's almost an end of what is some worries that you've had. With the 20 in the Major Arcana, that is judgment. So it's the phoenix. Well, to me, it looks like a phoenix, and it's upside down. So as far as that goes, it's the reverse. So it's something that's failing and showing up inner demons and incomplete work. So even though it's near the 10 for the end of the cycle, it's not quite there yet. So it's not quite completed. And then we have the 3 of the Swords. Got a noisy car outside. The 3 of the Swords is moving through pain and leaving that grief behind. I think too, yeah, so you're grieving over something. Is that what part of this process is? It's sort of almost indicating to me, it is that pain. It's that is the in the back type of thing. It's what I'm feeling there. So allow it to move through. Let's see what it does when we do the stacking and layering, I should say, rather than stacking. I really think that what I'm feeling with this is, are you giving yourself a hard time more than anything? It almost feels to me like it's, don't be too hard on yourself. I think it really is that my eye has gone to actually this part here in feeling, what are you concerned about with these? Really come back and feel from the center of your heart, almost like these as wings are going to wrap around you like the angel wings and really bring that nurturing in. I think that's what's going to complete this cycle where it is the 9 moving into the 10, so that you're going to actually have that completion and those anxieties. It's the I think it's got a bit to do. Got a bit to do. I'm feeling more that self love, but it's also other love coming in. The wrapping of the wings. Feel the wings of the angel around you is what I'm feeling, even though that is definitely looking like a phoenix. So that's what I'm sensing with that one, Kat. Okay. So if you are having a rough time of it, allow yourself to accept that beautiful cuddle of those wings around you. Okay. That's what I'm getting from that. Now, let me see who's next. Emily. So I'll try and tidy some of these up a bit and get some different ones from what we've got. Health card reading. There's a 1, there's a 2, and let me go under there. There's a 3. I'm trying to make sure I've actually got the 1 card at a time too. Is that about right? Yeah. That mass on your ovary. Is it something that you've actually had scans for, obviously, with that? Now, we've got here 2 of cups. We've got the 10 of pentacles. That's a really good one too, by the way. And the 8 of wands. So 2 of cups is love, romance, soulmates, connection, romantic partnership, and all of these being in that upright position. So there's going to be some wonderful connections. It doesn't have to be into, the full-on relationship type thing at this point, but certainly it's going to move into something that's going to be very the abundance, family, ancestral stuff. So I think it's more the relationships around family. If you're in relationship already, I think it's really going to bring that stability and real family feel around where you're moving into as an abundant factor too. So that what you're going to feel is 8 wands, 8 wands. Let me see. Swift progress, communication, fresh energy, fresh energy. It certainly looks to me like there's going to be that connecting with the right people in a relationship that's going to move you through to that wonderful balance of being able to really connect with family. It does bring the importance of family and those relationships together. And what it's going to be is bringing on that what needs to be done with that ovary, the mass, will be swift, and I do feel it will be successful. I almost feel like there might be some laser treatment with that because of that. It feels like the fire, it feels like the very pointed, accurate way that some of that treatment can be done now. Not knowing, of course, what your ovary is. I mean, I don't do medical stuff per se, but that's what it's just feeling like for me. And as we layer them, it really does come out as the dominant feature of having the fire coming in through the family connection and really being able to feel that feels just so peaceful having the 2 there. So I think even if that's just as if you are single, it could be that there's just that wonderful peace with self as that healing and the resolution of what is that lump to be able to be fully moving through and giving you peace, because that, in my sense, is looking so peaceful and done. it's almost like the mirror that it's bringing forward to say, hey, everything is okay. And it's just nicely balanced. It's just so lovely to have that. Then that the method of what they're going to do for it is bringing it forward to that. Okay, yeah. Sometimes words just aren't there. I can sense it, and the words just aren't there. But that's your reading there, Emily. So there we go. Nicole, did I do one for you? Yeah, I did. This is just so slow this way, isn't it? But that's okay. Now, Di, did I do one for you? Because I think that was your first comment too. I might just have to stick with doing them one at a time now. What you can do, I'm going to put the links up because this one here, I'll show you this one in the stream now in case I forget it. Now that's going to put the link to my online readings. I'm pressing buttons again and starting to create that website, which is thatpsychic.online. And this one is a link directly. Hang on, I've got to go back to that. And this one is directly that way. That website there, it will be fully functioned out at some point, but I'm still pressing buttons and learning the system of how to create them via this platform. That's the Soul Software one. So if things haven't worked out on that link, just let me know is all that you need to do. So I like pressing the buttons. So there you go. Now we'll go back to here and I've got cards mucked around here. I'm going to do 3 for you. Look, if it takes a little bit longer, and then I'll do one at the end that will be, for everybody. Oh, just try and shove them out the way. I have most of you seen my new decks, the ones that I have bought recently, as well as this one. I mean, this is a new deck too, because I've got them there. I'm going to be shifting through these decks, the fairy tale one and the mystical Lenormand. I see there's shadows, and that's the light. So I'm excited to use them. I like playing with them. Well, is it playing? Yeah, because what's wrong with doing things in a wonderful, explorative way, finding new things to play with? But it's how they bring in so much beneficial messages and stuff, isn't it? Well, that's what I feel for me anyway. So this one is the Ace of Swords. And actually, it's reversed for you. So Ace of Swords, 4 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is muddled thinking. There could be some lies or something that's been concealed from you. So that's what that one's in the reverse. So what's your uppermost thought that you have at the moment that's happening in your life, that there's some muddledness about it, or that wondering, is someone hiding something from you? What we've got with the 4 of Cups is actually celebration and optimism. So it's actually indicating more along that success line. So whatever it is that feels like it's muddled, you'll get through that, and it will bring forward that bit of clarity that's going to bring you some things to celebrate, actually. And it does say new home here. It wasn't you that was looking for the home space, was it? And then with the 10 of Cups, oh, hang on, am I looking at the right one? Silly me. What's 4 Cups? I was looking at the wrong one. Sorry. Celebration, that was Wands. I'm looking at 4 Cups. Let's read that one again. It's stagnation, it's dissatisfaction, boredom, ennui, loss of passion. Well, there you go. So that does actually follow more from that Swords that's upside down, doesn't it? As far as muddled thinking and stuff like that, there's something that's not quite feeling right, and you're not the interest has been lost. So something moving through in that fashion. So now with the 10 of Cups, there's illusory happiness. I think it's actually that things are really feeling a bit shallow for you at the moment, and what I'm feeling is it will pass, but it's just going to be something that you'll work through steadily, and it will turn itself around. You'll have that feeling soon of being able to get back into it. Are you not well at the moment? And that's why the energy loss feels like it's really, ugh, um, and not, it's almost a lack of interest, doesn't, you're not really wanting to put the time into it, and it just feels so, I don't know, at the moment it just feels not worth it, shallow. It will change around, okay? That will happen. So that's what you've, oh, hang on, die. Let's see what it looks like though in the stacked position. Let's have a look in the layers together. And I will just show that up again. Um, what am I feeling around? Actually, I quite like the way that this looks like a lot of information that's going to come through, but you're needing to actually really listen. Like it's almost to the point it's sitting behind you. So I would actually say change your perspective so that it's, that you can see what it is. I think you've got your back to what you're needing to know, and that's probably why there's that loss of interest, and things do feel flat. Just change. It's behind you. So, and it's also you are going to be moving forward in what what that concern is what I'm feeling there. There's a few that not the usual positive self type cards, are they? Let me have a look. What's this next one? Let's have a look here, and we'll see who it is I'm reading this one for next. That one. Let's have a look at that. Get these out of the way. Of course, when it's a personalised, oh, I was using that as the lineup, wasn't I? Of course, when it's a personalised reading, you get a lot more detail and you get a lot more of the actual connected energies. I think probably because there is so much that comes up with. Now, did I have that one? Did I do yours, Michaela? I suppose because I'm more concerned with how the technology runs and all that sort of stuff with it. It does. I feel like I'm rushing. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Getting the book. What we've got is the King of Swords, 10 Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. So let's see what the King of Swords has got as their keywords. Keywords. King of Swords. Cruel, emotional, ruthless in that upside down, in the reverse position. And with the 10 Pentacles, I think that's probably indicating that there is definitely going to be a shift around, because it's family based, is what I'm feeling with the energies of this one, that someone in the family has been a bit on the bit of a narky side. Are they cruel or ruthless? I mean, that's, everybody has their own opinions at times around things, don't they? So for you, Michaela, is there? Just feel through it that it's family is the important thing, and what you're actually going to be moving through is bringing in what is that prosperity and opportunities, so that there is good stuff coming. It's not. I think as far as what you've got here with the swords, and that feels like it probably has been, you know how some of these readings that I've done, it is past, present, future. I feel that that might be what is indicated here, that there's been that influence of someone being nasty and the rest, but you're actually going, excuse me, you're actually going to move through that, or it is moving through that right now. And hang on, I wish I could read these properly. I was reading the swords one, wasn't I? This is wands. My mistake. Tyrannical temper, violent. So similar, just a little bit different, that's all. Um, so certainly it is still going to be that is moving through. These are still the same as what I've read because it is that prosperity is moving through. You've got something new coming as far as what you're being able to bring in as far as abundance. And well, it's money. The Pentacles really is about our financial and living standards, security, that sort of thing. It is the more practical, down to earth abundance stuff. So it's bringing it in. So certainly feel confident that there's no issues with someone that's been narky. That's moved through. And what you've got is all the elements of that really dominating. Um, is that clear enough there? So you definitely have the 5 elements of what that prosperity and the newness is bringing in, and it's at your feet. So here you've got that as far as that 10 Pentacles too, being able to really bring it forward, bring it on, basically. So that, I think, is probably where we might end the actual individual readings. So one of the reminders really when I do my Friday night ones is the earlier in the night that you can actually come in is when you'll get the readings because I do tend to work from the top down. So try to be earlier and you've got a bigger chance of actually having the readings. Now, if you want a more personalised reading, certainly click those links that are there or the link that is there. It should take you to a choice of, I think, 3 different types of readings if I put the right link there. And this is where that button pressing can be a bit surprise like that if it works or not. So I have tested sort of, but because I'm the one that's done it, sometimes it's a bit harder to know if it's actually working until someone is using it. So it's wonderful. Thank you for each of you to be here. What I'm going to do is I think I've read most of these messages. Leanne, what I'm feeling for you, just I do feel I need to pull a card. I'm just going to get one and see what it comes up with. And it is, oh, look, you can't see it waving these ones around. That's the thing with these. I do have to show it on the table against the white background. And what you've got there is the Knight of Pentacles. And it's certainly service is what the Knights do. And I'll just read it when I quickly find it. And then I'm going to do a general 3 card for everyone for their weekend. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is hardworking, down to earth, and practical. So I think you're going to have that, as far as for your health, there is practical applications. There is a practical solution to what is your health. I don't feel there's anything serious. Certainly keep an eye on what you feel your body is telling you, though. So I think that's the indication that I'm getting is that, keep an eye on what your health is, what your body is telling you. And certainly if you have concerns, consult a medical practitioner, of course. So here we go. I'll just try and shuffle all of these. As you can see, it's not easy because they're as slippery as shit. Really slippery. Oh, gosh. Gosh. Let me just take a 1, a 2, and this is for everybody for the weekend, okay? A 3. Let's see what it's done. And that was sort of over there, wasn't it? Cleared the table. Oh, gosh. And I'll take that away so it looks prettier. There we go. So what we've got there is the 2 of Cups. Then we've got the Knight of Cups reversed and the King of Pentacles. So the 2 of Cups, I'm reading the proper one. 2 of Cups is love, romance, soulmates, connection, romantic relationship, partners, friendships. So it is connecting with another. and sometimes even that inner self. But we'll read it as what those keywords are. It's connecting in relationship with someone. Then we're moving to the Knight of Cups that is reversed. Knight of Cups. Got to find the right one this time. It's just untrustworthy and self-indulgent. So we're keeping that in mind as we're reading through this. So don't be too self-indulgent, but it's okay. Sometimes we can do that. And then the King of Pentacles is letting us know that there is generosity, being grounded, wealthy, dependable. So it's actually bringing in the relationship that's going to actually allow us to have a little bit of fun, but also being dependable and not over the top. It's what I'm feeling with this. I think the King of Pentacles is steadying influence so that we're not overindulging, too much of it. And I think because it's a weekend coming up, nothing wrong with that. And it almost feels like acrobatics, doesn't it? But what is dominating is that king between the two. So it really is bringing in that is a specialized importance, but it's the wisdom. Like a king is in their wisdom, even though there is and it almost looks like the mind kicking around there of what is kingly wisdom, but it still does balance out because we've got the two there that are going to give us that lovely stability by the weekend. It's giving us an allowance to play, to be generous with ourselves as well, that we can continue onward with celebrating life. And that's in whatever way that you feel that it's suitable for you. Go out and enjoy the weekend. And for that is the week forward. We know that there is that sense of, with the pentacles, that the energy of abundance is moving through, so that it's just bringing in what you need. Allow that for yourself. You can do that. Indulge a little. Be self-indulgent. I'm just looking. It's just those legs on the head, almost like they're attached to the head. It just looks a bit funny. Look, it's been wonderful to actually be here with you tonight. Oops, I had that up still. Sorry that I take so long, that I can't spend the time with everyone doing all of the readings. It would be wonderful if we could, but certainly the link is there in the chat for going straight to my new links to site somewhere. and I just noticed that comment. Diane's just up the road from Steve, so that's cool, isn't it? Here, there you go, just popping up some of the comments that I've missed. Oh, your husband's grandfather has the same urn. Oh, isn't that beautiful energy connection? Because it really does feel like we are all connected to each and every one who shows up for these shows. I think it's great, so thank you. Now, I shall keep moving on. Is there anything that I should have mentioned as I'm going through? Oh, sometimes it just takes a bit, doesn't it? The time to read some of these. Oh, there you go. Let's have a look, Liz. There's some feedback. You've just had confirmation yesterday. You're on the priority housing near the top. Been culling everyone, everything you own for the last one. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Pushing every angle you can. Yeah. So I think that is probably really just confirming what you're already doing. So, yeah, it's a bugger, isn't it, having a phone? Look, I have chats with people and my phone, or, well, actually the iPad more than anything when I'm doing a FaceTime, goes flat and I haven't noticed. It just drops out. I understand that one. So thank you, everyone. So sorry that I couldn't get to everyone. And that's interesting when, yeah, Michelle, it actually is, isn't it? Having that layering really is a interesting way of, oh, no wonder the comments were going through so quickly. We did have a troll. Having the layering, and it really does add to and go into a deeper, like into a depth with the readings that's With some of them, it actually has blown my mind with what I've been able to read for clients. So it is good. So thank you, each and every one of you. Tomorrow morning at around the 8 o'clock, I'll be back for the daily Linneman card spread reading. And for next week, it'll be the same time, same channels as such. I'm not sure if Leanne will be able to join then either, but it'd certainly be very interesting. Now that you've seen that Steve was able to come up so easily, you might be interested in doing that too for the next Friday night. Let's see what we can do. So thank you. Thank you, Wendy. And good weekend for everybody. And thank you, Sarah. Just saw that you're there. Thank you. And Liz, thank you so much. And Emily, you're self-indulging in M&Ms. Yum, yum. The link, I think now, I did put it further up in the chat. So it might not show on your phone. I'll just try to, let me see if I can actually just get that copy of a link again, which I have a funny feeling it is. Let's see if it is this one. So it would be HTTPS online/readings, I think. If it's not connecting with the readings, take the S off the end, but it might be it. And if you want to watch me do, I'm just going to have a quick look in the wherever I can find it in the sites, because it's a new website. I'm still trying to get used to how I actually find my stuff on here. And I think it's this one. And now I can't know. Let's have a looky cookie. I've actually brought the page up on this site. Let me see if it's the same one. And yeah, that's the one. So you should be able to click on that link and you'll get those. Otherwise, I still do have the rosboundy.com.au readings there. I'm pretty sure that's where they show up as well. Does say not found? Yeah, bugger. Try the Ros Boundy site. I know that should be working. And there's other options there because I do hypnotherapy and sound therapy and other therapies. I wanted to split them out deliberately to have just the psychic medium part of my life being different. Oh, Facebook, stop my broadcast. Okay, thank you, each and every one of you, and I shall see you tomorrow or next week. Bye for now. Namaste.